Yet one of their most important ceremonial duties is maintaining a 24-hour vigil at the Tomb of the Unknowns, also known as the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier in Arlington Cemetery.
At the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, there are 4 unknown Americans. The first to be buried there was the unknown from World War I on Armistice Day, November the 11th of 1921. He was joined by unknowns from World War II and the Korean conflict in May of 1958. And the last unknown to be buried at the tomb was the unknown from Vietnam, who was interred there in May of 1984.
In 1921, Congress provided for the burial of an unidentified American soldier in Arlington National Cemetery. This followed the custom adopted by other World War I allies as a tribute to all those who lost their lives during that conflict. The body of an unknown World War I soldier was returned to the U.S. to lie in state in the Capitol Rotunda until Armistice Day, when President Warren G. Harding officiated at the interment ceremonies. Since then, the body of one unknown soldier from each of the major wars has been placed in the tomb. In 1937, the watch was expanded to 24 hours, and in 1948, the Old Guard assumed permanent guardianship of the tomb.
We represent a constant vigil down here at the tomb. The tomb is the nation's most sacred monument. Therefore, we're out here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It actually serves as an actual guard post on the tomb.
Members of the Tomb Guard, all volunteers, are considered to be the best of the elite 3rd U.S. Infantry. More than 75 soldiers apply for duty as a tomb sentinel. Of those, less than 1/4 are accepted.
Guard! Hold!
If a soldier passes the first training phase, what is called new soldier training begins. The training concentrates on 2 areas, knowledge and military bearing. New sentinels must learn the history of Arlington National Cemetery and the grave locations of nearly 158 veterans. This information must be recited verbatim in order to earn a walk. The precise movement of the tomb soldiers is a testament to the countless hours of drills that are part of their training. At the post, the sentinel crosses a 63-foot rubber-surfaced walkway in exactly 21 steps. The guard then faces the tomb for 21 seconds, turns again, changes shoulders, and pauses an additional 21 seconds before retracing the steps. The number 21 is symbolic of the highest salute accorded by the military. They must also master the guard change ceremony and the manual of arms, which takes place during the inspection portion of the routine.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? I am Staff Sergeant Jones of the 3rd Infantry Regiment, United States Army, Commander of the Relief, Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. The ceremony you're about to witness is the changing of the guard. In keeping with the dignity of this ceremony, it is requested that everyone remain silent and standing.
The weapon inspection is, I think, is the highlight of the guard change. That's what everyone enjoys the most, watching the weapon inspection. The inspection of the weapon it's pretty unique, the way we do it. Each movement is precise. The wiping of the white glove, checking it, and continuing on.
There are 3 relief shifts, with 1 commander, 2 assistant relief commanders, and 7 sentinels each. Members of each shift are divided by height to maintain uniformity during the guard change ceremony. Only under exceptional circumstances may the guard speak or alter his silence. He will issue a warning if anyone attempts to enter the restricted area surrounding the tomb.
I don't know that every person who watches the guard at the Tomb of the Unknowns understands everything about what it represents. But I've seen very cynical persons, very disrespectful persons, be humbled and awed after they've stood there for a few minutes.
When a soldier is assigned for duty as a sentinel of the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, there are a number of stages which he or she must go through to ultimately earn the Tomb Guard Identification Badge, which is awarded when a soldier is deemed to be proficient at all of his duties at the tomb.
The Tomb Badge is one of the most sought-after and least frequently issued badges in the military, second only to the Astronaut Badge.
It's a very, very high honor indeed. The first badge was awarded in 1958, and since that time there have been just over 350 awarded. I was very honored myself in 1978 to be awarded the Tomb Guard Identification Badge. I was the first civilian to receive that, and it's still something I look back on as one of my proudest days.
There is a phenomenal amount of information that each new tomb sentinel is required to know. Less than half of those accepted make it through the 7 to 8 months of training required to achieve the badge. Absolute perfection is the only way to describe the level that each soldier must attain to earn the Tomb Badge. Even then, they must put in 9 months of honorable service at the Tomb of the Unknowns before they can wear it. When this final requirement has been met, the award is then made permanent.
If they were to get in any sort of military trouble later on in their career, their badge would be taken away. So it's one of those things where the easy part's earning it, the hard part is wearing it.
The Sentinels of the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier represent each and every American in saying thank you to those who have not only died for their country but lost their identity. Very, very special gratitude, and that's why they'll march in the heat, in the snow, to prove that and to be a constant reminder, not only to Americans but everyone throughout the world, that we cherish these sacrifices.
Present. Pull.
Of all the ceremonies honoring those who have gone before, walking the tomb is perhaps the ultimate. It's an honor no one takes lightly. The Army Old Guard is not alone in honoring those who have died in the service of their country. The newest branch of the military, the Air Force, also has well-established ceremonial units with their customs firmly rooted in tradition. This tradition springs from the close-knit world of combat pilots who realize a mission is not complete until they touch ground. Death is an unfortunate yet undeniable part of war. These 7 men are performing a ritual known as the 3 volleys. It was first used centuries ago as a signal to halt the fighting, so that opposing forces could remove their dead and wounded from the battlefield. The number 3 was chosen because of the mystical belief that it would chase away evil spirits. Later, in the 14th century, it came to stand for the Trinity, the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. Several times a day, the Air Force Honor Guard pays homage to those who have gone before them.
We truly believe that we are the guardians of honor to represent every man, woman, and child who has ever been or will be associated with the United States Air Force now and forever.
Well, the role of the Honor Guards here at Arlington Cemetery, they perform 3 very important missions. The first